Welcome to the Football Vault, where football's greatest stories come alive. Today, we take a journey through European history to witness the ultimate race for glory, the battle between legendary clubs to lift the most prestigious trophy in club football, the UEFA Champions League. As the bars on your screen rise and fall, you'll see the decades of triumphs, heartbreaks, and dynasties that have defined the game. Our story begins in the mid-1950s, when the European Cup was born. The tournament was created to crown the best club in Europe, and one team immediately seized its destiny: Real Madrid. Led by legends like Alfredo Di Stefano and Francisco Gento, Los Blancos won the first 5 editions in a row. From 1956 to 1960, Madrid set a standard that seemed impossible to match, racing ahead while other clubs struggled to catch up. In the 1960s, new challengers emerged. Italian giants AC Milan captured their first title in 1963, showcasing the tactical brilliance of Catenaccio. Inter Milan quickly followed with back-to-back wins in 1964 and 1965, proving that Serie A was a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Benfica of Portugal, inspired by the great Eusebio, claimed 2 trophies in the early 60s, momentarily breaking Madrid's dominance. The late 60s and early 70s brought a wave of fresh winners. Scottish side Celtic lifted the trophy in 1967, becoming the first British club to conquer Europe. A year later, Manchester United, led by Sir Matt Busby and George Best, secured their first European crown, a victory steeped in emotion after the tragedy of the Munich air disaster. Then came the Dutch Revolution. Ajax, inspired by the genius of Johan Cruyff and the philosophy of total football, stormed to 3 consecutive titles from 1971 to 1973. Not to be outdone, German powerhouse Bayern Munich responded with a three-peat of their own from 1974 to 1976, thanks to the brilliance of Franz Beckenbauer and Gerd Müller. The late 70s brought English dominance. Liverpool, under the guidance of Bob Paisley, became kings of Europe, winning in 1977 and 1978, and again in 1981 and 1984. Their attacking flair and cop spirit put England firmly on top. Nottingham Forest, under the charismatic Brian Clough, stunned the continent by winning back-to-back titles in 1979 and 1980, an achievement still spoken of with awe. Even Aston Villa joined the party with their own triumph in 1982. For nearly a decade, English clubs owned the European Cup. The mid-80s signaled a shift. Juventus, with Michel Platini orchestrating the midfield, captured their long-awaited crown in 1985. Steaua Bucharest shocked the world in 1986, proving that Eastern Europe could produce champions. Then came AC Milan's golden era. With Arrigo Sacchi's tactics and a backline led by Franco Baresi, Milan dominated with titles in 1989 and 1990, cementing their reputation as one of football's great dynasties. The 1990s introduced the modern Champions League format and new heroes. Marseille became the first French winners in 1993. Ajax briefly returned to the summit in 1995 with a youthful team featuring Patrick Kluivert and Clarence Seedorf. But soon, Spanish giants reasserted their power. Real Madrid, after a 32-year wait, lifted the trophy again in 1998 and added more in 2000 and 2002, reclaiming their historic status. England returned to the spotlight at the turn of the millennium. Manchester United's dramatic treble in 1999 remains iconic, while Liverpool produced their Miracle of Istanbul in 2005, overturning a 3-goal deficit to defeat AC Milan. The mid-2000s also saw Barcelona begin their ascent. With Ronaldinho first and later Lionel Messi under Pep Guardiola, Barca's tiki-taka football enchanted the world, bringing titles in 2006, 2009, 2011, and 2015. In Germany, Bayern Munich remained a model of consistency, adding crowns in 2001, 2013, and again in 2020 with a squad featuring Robert Lewandowski. Italy's Inter Milan, coached by José Mourinho, delivered a historic treble in 2010. Chelsea, after years of near misses, finally captured their long-awaited trophy in 2012 and repeated the feat in 2021. But through every era, one club has remained untouchable at the very top. Real Madrid's obsession with the Champions League became a modern legend. From the era of Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, and Luka Modric, Madrid added a staggering 5 titles between 2014 and 2018 and claimed number 14 in 2022. Their ability to dominate across generations, from Di Stefano to Benzema, is unmatched in football history. As we approach the present, ambitious clubs like Manchester City have entered the race. Pep Guardiola's side finally broke through in 2023, adding their first